So it's Saturday 21st of December. Here in the UK, it's absolutely Baltic, it's freezing. Most people have now clocked off work for the Christmas holidays and New Year. So everyone's logged off their laptops, tied off all their loose items and is ready to hunker down for the Christmas period. It's a nice time of year, and the reason I wanted to make this video is that for some of you who have been training in the gym or sports or working on your health and fitness, one of the things that might be on your mind at the moment is what the Christmas period and the indulgences that come with that are going to do to all of your progress or your gains or all your hard work over the last few months and last few weeks. And as a PT and someone who works with clients who obviously have these same worries, and having trained for a long time myself, I wanted to offer a couple of perspectives that might help ease some of that worrying. So the first point really is around philosophy of training. Why do we train? Why do we try and be fit and healthy? So obviously philosophy is completely personal to everyone. Everyone has their own reasons and they're all equally valid. Some people train because they simply want to improve their health for their own sake, for their own longevity, so that they are not at risk of certain diseases or becoming unhealthy. Some people want to train so that they look good and that they're more content with their own image, their own physical body. And some people train for a mixture of reasons, and they're all equally valid. But one philosophy for training that is certainly present in my life and has been one of my philosophies for a long time that I try and share with a lot of my PT clients is that I train because of what training allows me to do with my life. Training in the gym, being fit and healthy, is an enabler for certain experiences in your life, just like money is an enabler for certain experiences in your life. When you train sports or in the gym, training for cardiovascular fitness or for strength, and you're eating right and you've got good habits and you're consistent, what you're essentially doing is you're building a reservoir of health and fitness. Much the same as having an emergency fund in your bank account, what you're doing is you're building this momentum, you're building this kind of buffer that then means that when you're faced with life's unpredictabilities, or you're faced with life's realities, things like wedding days, birthdays, Christmas, holidays, because you have that buffer, it allows you to do those things and have the ability to keep going. And that's exactly how I view my own training. I don't train in the gym to be strong for the sake of strength itself. I train in the gym to be strong because of what it allows me to do with my life. It means that if a friend calls me up and says, hey, should we go hike a mountain this weekend? And that means great memories for me and them. It means I know I can do it because I'm strong and I'm fit and I don't have to worry about that. Or it means that if someone in my family needs help with something, with DIY or lifting something heavy, anything trivial like that, it means that I can be the one to help because I've got a strong, fit body that allows me to do that. And it means that if I go on holiday and I'm surrounded by loved ones having a great time and I want to eat a fucking ice cream, I can do that because I've got the consistency and the habits and the physical abilities ingrained from months and months of work that allow me to have those indulgences in my life and build a richer life. So my point is, when we're training for health and fitness and we're in the gym and we're putting in the hours and hours of hard work, what a lot of people will do is then feel even more guilty when they indulge in something because of the contrast with their training and their normal life outside of the holiday. But actually, for me, it's the complete opposite. A healthier way of viewing it is that all of those hours of hard work, all that consistency and all that momentum that you've built actually permits you, more than someone who isn't doing all those things, to go and enjoy life. And the added benefit of this is that you actually end up building a healthier relationship with those indulgences, with things like slightly unhealthier foods that you enjoy at a certain time of year or that you enjoy on holiday, because all of that hard work is what allows you to have those things. Now, obviously, if you're someone who finds it easy to say no to certain things at certain times of year, like Christmas, and you like that for your own confidence, and it makes you feel good to turn down those things and stay on track, that's brilliant, and you should keep doing that. But I would say for anyone else who is kind of caught in that pinch of they know they want to enjoy things, but they feel guilty, like they're going to be set back, when the whiskey and the mince pies come out this Christmas, remember, this is what you've been doing it for. It's not just to look good. It's not just for whatever goal you have. Being fit and healthy is what allows you to do these things. And you can sit there with your loved ones, take some time off work and enjoy it. And trust yourself that you'll be right back on track in the new year, and you'll be back to training anyway, and you'll maintain that momentum. Now, the second point that I wanted to make in this video is that a lot of people are going to be worrying about setbacks. But really, the worries or the anxieties about setbacks are just rooted in your brain anticipating the intensity of the workload that it's going to take on the other side to undo those setbacks. But what I would urge people to meditate on is that consistency beats intensity hands down every single day of the week. It's way, way more important for any habit, and health and fitness is no different, to be consistent over time than it is to be intense on any one occasion. And you know this just from doing simple arithmetic. If you take your classic New Year's resolutioner, let's say that you decide over the Christmas period that you want to get your health and fitness in check, like thousands of people do every year. You buy a gym membership and you go to the gym every day for the entire month of January as part of your New Year's resolution. Well, that would be 31 trips to the gym. Well, if you just bought a gym membership and went once every week for the entire year, you'd be doing 1/7 of the intensity because you're just going one day of the week, but you'd do 52 trips instead of 31. So consistency wins hands down. And the big part of health and fitness is behavior change. And behavior change comes from your own self-image. So it's your brain believing that you're the type of person who's fit and healthy. And that is the big transition phase in the beginning for a lot of new people in the gym, a lot of people who take on PTing especially, is their brain still thinks of them as an unhealthy person or an unfit person who is trying to get in shape, rather than someone who is already fit and staying in shape. That's the transition period. And that consistency over time, the more times you show up, that momentum that you build, that is what changes your self-belief to think, I'm a fit and healthy person. And so that is exactly what I would try and focus on for anyone who is indulging this Christmas period, like I certainly will be, is focus on consistency. Don't worry about intensity or the hard work it's going to take, because the point is that if you're consistent and going into 2025, you're showing up throughout the year and you don't fall off or come off track, all of the setbacks from the Christmas period, those losses are simply going to be absorbed into the momentum that you build in 2025. They'll easily be offset by the work that you do throughout the entire year, but that offsetting only happens when you know that you're going to be consistent. And there's a great saying on this that I always tell people, which is that it's much easier to steer a moving ship. Meaning, once you have that momentum built, any sort of slight change in direction can easily be course corrected, i.e. something like Christmas time or a birthday or a holiday, because you have that momentum and that consistency. One of the easiest ways to build or maintain consistency is simply to have the humility to lower the stakes. So a lot of people in the beginning, when they're trying to build a new habit, they'll procrastinate on doing that thing because they think if they don't have the perfect session, or if they don't feel great at the end of it, that it wasn't worth it. And therefore, if they're feeling slightly tired that day, their brain says, oh, well, I'm not going to do it today because it won't be a great session. And that's where having some humility to say it doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to happen. And so I do this all the time whenever I feel tired or I'm hungover or I don't feel like going. I just promise myself I'm going to go for 15 minutes. I'm just going to go, have a light session, get a bit of a sweat on. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I'm going to go. And that's what matters more, because that just tells your own brain, I'm the type of person that when I'm tired or when I don't feel like going, I still go, no matter what the conditions are, I still do it. And that's what leads to the development of a new habit and more permanent behavior change. And that's what is way more important at a time of year like this, when you're going to have a few days off and you're going to skip. The best thing that you can do is put on your shoes and just go on a 10-minute walk on Boxing Day morning, or go for a really light session in the gym once the gym's open again. But just go, so that you build that habit and you maintain that self-image that you're someone who's on a fitness journey and you're not stopping just because you've had a couple of days off. You don't allow yourself to slip too far. And the easiest way to do that is to not promise yourself that you're going to have a massive session and you're going to undo all the work and you're going to work really hard, because you'll just procrastinate on that. The most important thing you can do is to keep showing up, no matter what form that takes. Stay committed to what you want in the long term, and enjoy yourself and have a lovely holiday in the short term. Have a great time, make memories with your loved ones, enjoy your Christmas break, enjoy quality time with people around you, and then get back to it in the new year. It's the best thing you can do.